They say every city hides a secret, but only Prague seems proud of it. Dan Brown's back with a new novel, The Secret of Secrets. Now, I'm not his biggest fan, even though I have read all his novels, but I'll admit it, the man knows how to turn a city into a stage. So today we're following Robert Langdon's footsteps. Through snow, well, we'll have to pretend there's snow, spires and suspiciously photogenic landmarks to find out why Prague might just be Dan Brown's most mysterious character yet. Let's unlock a few secrets, shall we? Now, we want to keep this video spoiler free. I don't want to spoil anything, especially if you are a Dan Brown fan wanting to read The Secret of Secrets. So let's just say it's about his established character, Robert Langdon, esteemed professor of symbology. He's travelled to Prague to attend a groundbreaking lecture by Catherine Solomon, a prominent noetic scientist with whom he has recently begun a romantic relationship. Catherine is on the verge of publishing a breakthrough book that contains explosive scientific discoveries about the nature of human consciousness, revelations that threaten to disrupt centuries of established belief. Then a brutal murder occurs, and suddenly Catherine goes missing. This is where much of Dan Brown's novel unfolds, and the plot thickens. This is where Catherine gives lectures, part of the grand architecture or part of the key plot moments. The door with 7 locks in St. Vitus Cathedral is mentioned, but no more spoilers. It's said that the door to the Czech crown jewels in St. Vitus has 7 locks. 7. That felt very Langdon-esque, like a riddle masked as security. The castle halls, relics, all of it dripping with symbolism. Catherine's lecture series touches this ground. The weight of crowns and history feels literal in these stones. If walls could talk, these would scream. So most of the novel's kind of cinematic scenes play out here on the bridge. He seems to cross it. Robert Langdon seems to cross it quite a lot. If you're following Langdon's footsteps, this is it. Romantic, dramatic, beautiful, and full of unanswered questions. What does the bridge know, anyway? Tick-tock goes the Orlaw. Old Town Square is chaos and calm inside a few square meters. Langdon and Catherine thread through vendors and tourists, legends, whispers, and symbols in every stone. The clock just doesn't tell the time for Langdon, and he is one of the few people who understands how the astronomical clock actually works. In this novel, it reminds you that time itself might be the most fluid thing of all. It's a very popular word at the moment, isn't it? Fluid and fluidity. So let's just negotiate ourselves through the tourists, just like Langdon does in Secrets of Secrets. Now we want to keep this video spoiler free, so let's just say there's a lot of things happen in Old Town Square. Maybe romantic interludes, shared moments, dramatic moments, and it's always about what's underneath. Enter Josefov, where quiet stones bury more than bodies. They bury whole stories. Langdon and Catherine wander, not always safely, through the synagogue and the cemetery. Symbols and myths layer upon each other. The golem legend floats in the air, a reminder that Prague's magic just isn't poetic. It's old, loaded, and dangerous. You begin to wonder, is the real secret here something buried or manipulated? For our next stop on Secret of Secrets, we're going to a lesser spotted piece of Prague, Folimanka Park. Not really a place that tourists come to, but I think more will come after they've read the book. And why? Why, because it's home to the civil protection shelter, or to you and me, the nuclear fallout shelter. Folimanka Park looks peaceful in daylight, but down below is where the action really heats up. There's a secret lab, civil protection shelter under the Nusley Bridge, and Catherine and Langdon descend into a world of hidden experiments, danger, and revelation. It's classic Dan Brown. What's visible above often hides more than what's beneath. Then at the top of Folimanka Park, you will find this chap. This is, of course, R2-D2 from Star Wars. Or should I say, this is an improvised R2-D2 from Star Wars. It is actually the ventilation shaft from the nuclear fallout shelter, which you've got to admire the graffiti artist in this. Absolute class. So this will be our final stop on our Dan Brown Secret of Secrets trail around Prague. The Boich Muk, or the Crucifix Bastion to you and me, features in the core mystery of the novel.
So right across,
so no further spoilers
Vyšehrad.
shall be revealed.
Of course, check out my Vyšehrad video as well. And you'll see the walls. These are the remnants of the Baroque fortification. So right up here, go across at the Vyšehrad, down towards the Vltava, and then at the other side of the Vltava River, the Baroque fortifications also continue around the castle district as well.
So what did we learn from Dan Brown's Prague? That the real mystery isn't underground vaults or coded manuscripts, it's how the city keeps reinventing itself. Langdon might chase symbols, but Prague is the symbol of art, chaos, and a history that refuses to sit still. And if that's not the secret of secrets, I don't know what is. So hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.